Whoopi Goldberg. Whoopi Goldberg. Yes, I am going to throw my 2 cents about this. Now, I know I'm late to the party, but this has to be said. Everybody wants Whoopi Goldberg's head. Well, not everybody, but a lot of people do. I don't think she should have been canceled. Now, I don't agree with her. I think what she said was distasteful and I think it was hurtful, but I don't think it was hateful. I just think that she's misinformed, truly. But this is what America's all about. America's about us speaking freely, and if we don't like what we have to say, then we challenge and counter one another. Now, I understand if she said something hateful, if it was hate speech, fine. But this wasn't it, and I am tired of all the cancel culture. I am tired of what's going on with Joe Rogan and Spotify. I am tired of what was happening with Dave Chappelle and Netflix. And now I am tired of what's happening with Whoopi Goldberg and The View, even though I am not necessarily on Whoopi Goldberg's side on this one. Before I continue saying what I wanted to say as far as countering her, I have to just mention that anti-Semitism, however, is so powerful that even something as sensitive as the Holocaust is always challenged. Always. Now, look, there are people that'll say, oh, it wasn't 6 million that died. It was only 1 million, or it was only 500,000. Who cares if it was only 10,000? The point is that one group of people were killing another group of people. It's a genocide. That is terrible. The number doesn't matter. Now, then there are people that say, well, why don't you mention this genocide and that genocide? Look, most of the time when I talk about genocides, I do mention the ones that are the most recognized, I suppose. So it's the Holocaust, right? This is like the face of all genocides. Then you have the Armenian genocide. Then you have what happened in Rwanda in 1994. Now, oftentimes people say, well, why don't you mention the genocide that happened to Ukrainians in the 30s? Truthfully, we didn't learn about that one in school. I didn't know about it. But guess what? There is a huge list of genocides that we don't necessarily know about. But the point is this. I think people are sensitive in the fact that, oh, you're only talking about the Holocaust. You're only talking about the Holocaust because it has something to do with Jewish people. Yes and no, right? Like, yeah, Jews were predominantly the victims there, besides the gypsy people and gay people, whatever. But this is not because Jews need sympathy or recognition or whatever. This is about showing what a group of extreme people are capable of. And for this to never happen again, and of course, we're not talking to the bad people, we're talking to the good people. Because the good people are the ones who have the responsibility of stopping something like this from ever happening again, to no matter what group. It doesn't matter what group. It should never happen again to anybody, period. What else I want to say is, so Whoopi Goldberg is she's saying that this has nothing to do with race, and it was just one group of white people killing another group of white people. What's interesting to me is that everybody, the mainstream media, even somebody as conservative as Ben Shapiro, okay, a Jewish conservative at that, nobody ever talks about the dark-skinned Jews. People only talk about Jews as if they're white people, Ashkenazi white Jews from Europe. Nobody mentions Mizrahi Jews, Sephardic Jews, Ethiopian Jews, Indian Jews. Nobody talks about these groups. There is a lot of folks that are dark-skinned Jews. And fine, perhaps it's because the United States and Hollywood has an influence from white, American Ashkenazi Jews, and they're not familiar with dark-skinned Jews. Dark-skinned Jews perhaps only started coming in a lot later, so, they didn't have quite the same impact. Now, when when you talk about, fine, the Holocaust, right? The Nazis didn't see the Jews as white people that belong to another religion, because when you look at what happened in Spain and Portugal hundreds of years ago, yeah, they looked at Judaism more as a religion. And look, Judaism is a people and a religion. And I know that's very confusing to most folks, right? Because Christianity is a religion. You can convert in and out of Christianity. Same thing with Islam. With Judaism, it's a little different. Jews are a people who happen to practice the Jewish religion. So it's both. And Jews can't truly convert out of being Judaism. Like, for instance, the Nazis didn't look at Jews as a religion because, again, in Spain and Portugal, what they told the Jews to do, if they wanted to stay and not die, they either, they have to convert to Christianity. But even then, when the ones that did convert and stayed and converted, they were known as the new Christians and they were still disliked. But with the Nazis, it was like, it didn't matter if they would convert or not. There were people who didn't even know they were Jewish. They had a Jewish grandparent. They were 25% Jewish. They didn't even know they were Jewish, but that was enough for the Nazis to pretty much kill them or take them away to the camps. So they said, key, this person has Jewish blood. Now, if the Nazis went beyond Europe into territories where there were Sephardic or Mizrahi or Ethiopian or Indian Jews, then they would have also been victims, just like the so-called white Ashkenazi Jews were. And nobody ever talks about that. Nobody's ever informed of that either, which I think is very, very interesting. And yeah, that's about it. I mean, I believe that if a Jew converts out of being Jewish, people won't care. They'll still see that individual as a Jew. And that's just the way it is. But you know what? I would love to hear your opinions if you have any. So if you do, please comment. Thank you. Until next time.